start recording.
We're going.
Mhm.
We had this is
take two.
we we flew off the rails.
Oh yeah, that was
with
a
the first attempt.
yeah. We days ago. Such a wild career-ending cast.
It was because I was nervous about it.
Yeah, I mean, considering we don't have a lot to take away, we really had to be fucking up for someone to be like, never give them anything.
That would have been bad. I would love to release a podcast so bad that like men just come and repossess my bed.
They just take your possessions.
They take all my what little things I have.
The bank just comes and puts a big lock on your front door.
Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah, it was exhilarating though because I get tunnel vision with things. So we finished recording it, and I didn't even question it. I just uploaded it, and then I just kind of walked around my house for 5 minutes, and I stopped. And I texted you. I was like, "Are we making a mistake?" And you're like, "Yes."
And I was like, I didn't want to upload it. I don't know why we did that.
So then I quick rushed, took it down. But damn, what a wild! It felt like you ever? I'm trying to think of a good comparison. Like, you ever been very high up and just kind of like leaned off for a second and then went right back?
Yeah.
It was exhilarating. You know?
It was like that.
Yeah.
It was not good.
What's that word? Like the calling of the abyss or whatever. Like there's some sort of like French word for like a sensation you get when you're very high up to
The
like
calling
jump.
of the I don't know.
There's something like that.
It's like reaching for a cop's gun, I guess.
yes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what it was, dude.
That's the kind of impulse that because for most people, grabbing a cop's gun would be catastrophic, inequivalent to like, what if I just posted a slur on Facebook or something?
Yeah,
like that?
no, totally, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, sometimes I do fantasize about just ruining myself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Especially out here, it's hard to. Actually, out here, grabbing a cop's gun would be applauded. Be like, good. Can't hurt people with it.
He was probably going to steal that gun and give it to a marginalized group.
Yeah, so they could defend themselves with their one gun. They're all going to pool the gun.
I do love how being liberal now is part of it is being pro guns somehow.
Yeah, well, because I think I don't know if we've already talked about this, but we have, where it's like, because they think there's going to be a civil war.
Oh, yeah.
And all these DSA nerds think that they know how to handle guns.
I love Twitter people who think that they're going to fight a war.
Yeah. No, not at all, dude.
Yeah. I can't even look a person in the eye and exchange contradictory ideas.
Yeah.
Much less fight a war.
Imagine also the next civil war, like, it's not good. Because again, their same argument is just like back when it was like when the liberal thing was like gun control. It's like, whoa, you really think that your shotgun can stand up against the government? It's like, yeah, all right, well, right back at you. You know, like what are you really going to do? They have drones.
Yeah, they do have drones.
I don't know.
What we need to get is drones. Get a drone, big shotgun taped to it, pointed right down my throat.
That actually would be sick. I
would kill myself with a drone.
I would love to just get little like camera drones and just like tape handguns to them. That would be so funny.
That would be very cool.
That would be probably the funniest way to terrorize a city.
I'm imagining like the Amazon drone, like it comes and it drops a package. You're like, what is it? You open the package and there's a gun with one bullet in it.
It's just loaded and it shoots you. That's hilarious.
No, it doesn't shoot you. You just know that you know what to do.
I think what we should more low tech that is like, you remember flaming bags of shit?
Yeah.
You could just put like you could just put flaming bags with one gun in them in front of people's doors. They go to step on it, the gun goes off. That's
or it doesn't even
prank.
go off. They're just like, ow, because it hurts their foot. They expected less resistance.
It's a fucking gun.
Yeah.
It is gunmetal.
Yeah, guns hurt, I'd imagine. They hurt when you shoot them. I know that.
Guns.
If you have weak hands like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, guns hurt.
Yeah.
Guns hurt big time.
Guns hurt everyone.
But they're so good.
They are very good.
But yeah, man, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking the other day, I told you this, but I've been thinking about, I think the best suicide would be to Bud Dwyer yourself on the kiss cam at like a
yeah, that's
like
great.
a Lakers game.
Just like right as the heart like comes around you, just like stick it in your mouth.
Like it's two people. It's their 60th wedding anniversary, and you're in the seat immediately behind and between them, and you just have like a big manila envelope. You reach in. I almost said vanilla envelope. I'm such a fucking idiot.
Stand back, somebody's the Bud Dwyer tape is so funny.
So funny.
It's still classic, dude.
It's so classic. Did I tell you about I took that media class in high school where one of the prompts we got is it like described the Bud Dwyer thing, and it was like write an essay about if you were home from school watching that and that happened, how would you feel? So I wrote my essay and I was just like, yeah, I looked it up and I watched it and it looked fake.
Yeah, I had the same thought. When I watched it, I was, because when you're younger, you watch like special effects, like blood effects in movies. You're like, that looks so fake. And then you watch Bud Dwyer blow his fucking head off. You're like, oh, that's actually exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
It
looked fake, and I wrote that in my essay, and that teacher never talked to me again. I just got like sent down to the office.
That's fucked up. Why would they send you to the office for that?
I guess, like, I don't know. That teacher has no idea what 4chan is or like what the internet was at that time. So they were probably like this kid looked up a video of a man dying. This child must be sick.
Yeah, but it's like, but that makes me mad because it's like, well, you told me about it,
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
I agree. Man, what a horrible teacher.
I used to get in so much trouble looking up stuff on school computers.
It was always funny, like, what kids, because, like, kids, you can't just type in, like, porn at school. So people would Google the most, like, roundabout way of finding porn.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they would be like, Paris Hilton, and then go to, like, page 10.
Yeah.
And then the teacher can see what's on everyone's computer.
Yeah.
So they would immediately just be like, stop.
Stop doing that.
Or even if they couldn't see from there, they'd be like, I wonder why all the boys are around one computer.
We used to use proxies to like get on, because that was the whole thing, is all the sites were blocked, but you could use proxies to get to sites. Mm-hmm. And I would look up, you couldn't look up porn, but I remember we were able to get on Newgrounds.com, which had like porn games.
Oh, yeah.
These games where it's like undress, it's like Sailor Moon dress up, but really what it is,
you just drag off.
You just drag off all the clothes and look at Sailor Moon, which I realize now.
That's every video game I do that. You ever play Knights of the Old Republic?
Can you see Bush and Knights of the Old Republic?
You can't see Bush, but you can take the Jedi girl's outfit off, and then my mom walked in the room and she's just like, why is the Jedi in a bra and panties? And I'm like, I don't know. This game's weird.
Why is that an option in the game?
There's no reason.
That's really weird.
And I think in the sequel you can put her in, or no, later in the game you can put her in like the Leia slave outfit. And
that's so weird.
Yeah, I would just like, I would do that, and then I would just like, I'd put something I'd wait like a book on the controller, so she'd just be like walking into a wall forever, and then I would just jack off.
Jesus Christ, Brendan.
Hey, my parents told me, they were like, we're going to be able to tell if you look up porn, an alert will go off and we'll know. And I was so young, I believe that I thought they had like a literal like a police light in their room. It would go like, woo, woo, if I looked up porn.
That technology does not exist.
It does not.
Will never exist. You thought there was like a Rube Goldberg machine that, like, if you ever looked at porn, like an egg would fall down, like it would like hit an alarm clock, and then a noise would go off. They're like, well, Brandon's jacking off.
Yeah,
because this toast is burnt.
That's what I thought. I remember my childhood friend Alex. He told me at school one day. He was like, "Hey," I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Go on ass.com." And I was like, What is it? And he's like, trust me, dude, just go on it.
Yeah.
So I went home and I type in ass.com, and it's just a photo of one ass.
Yeah.
That was like the whole website. Because that's back what, like, whole websites would just be like, oh, this is the website where we have this JPEG.
Yeah.
So it's just like a photo of an ass. It could have been a man's ass, could have been a woman's ass. I have no idea.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You can't differentiate between the two.
Yeah, I have no idea. And I just immediately confess. I leave it up on the computer. Mm-hmm. Or no, I closed it, and I go downstairs, and I walk into the living room, and my parents are like watching Survivor or something, and I just blurt out, I went on ass.com.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
And they're like, what? And my dad's like, show me. So he like took me up to the computer room, which was their room, and I pull up at the computer, and he's like, where is it? And I'm like, I closed it. And he's like, bring it back. So I like bring ass.com back, and then he just like looks at it, and then he just like motionlessly throws me over his knee and starts spanking me.
How old were you?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I mean, if you want to have sexually well-adjusted kids, don't like force them to look at an ass for the first time as you spank them.
And then spank them.
Yeah. It creates a weird association with sex and
you're crossing
shame
a lot of
and punishment.
wires, for sure. I remember the big one that everyone told us to go to in school was go to Penn Island. Oh, you gotta go. Oh, yeah, you gotta go to PennIsland.com. And then they're like, oh, he's gonna go to Penn Island. He doesn't know it means penis land. And then you go, and it's like nobody owns that domain, so it's not anything. It's just you just get like a blank GeoCities site. Like,
man, I miss terrible websites.
Yeah, I do too, man. There used to be so many like. What were some of the really like weird, bizarre websites? I can't even think.
I remember I didn't know what Zanga was for. I thought it was just like, oh, it's my own website. So I started a website where I was just like, this is all the Nintendo 64 cheat codes. But I was just copying and pasting them from other websites.
Right.
I was just like, I have a website. And then I copied...
you paying for that or no?
No, Zanga was free.
Okay.
And
you could have just written them down.
I could have. But I wanted it to be like a site other people would go to.
Right.
I called it like Brendan's Nintendo World or something.
Jesus.
And I remember I was just like hot linking images from other places because I didn't know how images worked online. I thought I was just copying and pasting them, but it was like direct linking for someone else's website. Someone else's website saw that I had done this, and they changed the image to like an image that said like, Zanga sucks, get a real website, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand how they did that. And I was like, they hacked my website. And I like just ripped the computer plug out of the wall.
Hot linking was a major faux pas.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be hot linking.
Yeah.
That's
hot
not
linking
good.
Images. People pay for that bandwidth.
That's fucked up, dude.
Man, it's weird to remember these concerns about the internet.
I know. Everything's so... Because the internet is just... Now it's just Facebook.
Yeah.
That's all the internet is.
It's only Facebook.
I really hate that. I feel like Facebook might go away.
I hope so.
I feel like we might get... But then there'll be like some... I don't know, because like I feel like we've become... We're suckling at the teat of social media that I don't know that we could go back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people are addicted to likes.
Yeah.
Psychologically.
I've totally like I think I've kind of like broken that. I don't really post anymore. I could give a fuck if I get likes. Because I used to, I think we've talked about this before too, but I used to be really, really like, my self-worth. It was literally like a number.
I think we talk about this every episode.
But
just like both of our respect/fear for Facebook.
Facebook's so bad.
It's very bad.
I love not using it.
Yeah. I had another Zanga story I remembered recently. Did you ever use Zanga? It was like just a blog thing.
No.
But I guess everyone in my like high school and middle school used it. And I remember in high school, I found out my girlfriend was cheating on me because I found the dude's Zanga where he had written poetry about going on a date with her.
What the fuck?
And I like sent her the link on Instant Messenger, and I was like, "What is this?" It was like the most beta confrontation. And she was just like, "Oh, that we're just friends." And I was like, "Okay, I love you."
Oh my god, dude!
I have never once like believed that a girl was cheating on me while it was happening, even though every time it was happening. Every single time.
Of course. Mm-hmm. I wonder why you don't see that. I do the opposite thing where I think I anticipate that they're going to be cheating on me when they're not, and then I'm like, well, but what the insane thing that I do, it's a recent development where I'm like, well, they're probably going to cheat on me, so I should cheat on them now so that my heart is hardened when it finally happens.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'd say that the way that you and I treat our relationships with women are good and admirable.
Yeah,
and it makes us powerful.
That's the only way
we're so strong. You know, that's my belief.
There's no way. If any girl ever listens to this podcast, I'm done.
This isn't that bad.
No, it's not.
Compared to the one that we just
compared to, oh my god.
Compared to us just like
does that exist?
Hunched over, like just like yelling.
Does that exist anywhere?
Not online. I mean, it's on my computer.
I do want it.
Yeah,
like it is interesting. I do want to. I want to listen to it again one day. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
That'd be funny to release like years from now with no context.
Yeah, after we're untouchable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after we've replaced powerful men who are gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had some dumb story about you were talking about masturbating to I haven't told you the story in the podcast, but you know when I started jacking off, the way I used to, it wasn't even porn.
Mm-hmm.
I would just look up pictures of like women like with their cleavage out, and then what I would do,
so pure.
I was using so much ink because I would just print them. I would just print them in full color on my dad's printer.
Printing porn is so funny.
Porn is so stupid. I was like 14. No, I know. I was like 12 or 13. If I was 14, that would be even sadder. So I was just printing. It wasn't even porn. Mm-hmm. Not even porn. Just like
in no way porn.
In no way pornographic.
Like you were going to like the Sears website.
Yeah, basically. Well, it was like they were like cam teases where the girls didn't get naked. Mm-hmm. So it was just like a picture, like you couldn't see the girl's face, you didn't see the lower half of her body. It was just like her tits like coming out of like some tight shirt.
Yeah. What a great time to be a porn star, by the way. When like you could have your own website people paid $10 a month to subscribe to that was just like you in underwear like floating around the pool.
Great. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people wanted it because it was like it was still like just having that access was crazy.
I mean, like, yeah, and also like to many people, like the idea of seeing a dick going in and out of a pussy, terrifying.
Too much. I never wanted to see that. That was two things. I never wanted to see a dick go in a pussy, and I kind of didn't want girls to have nipples. I don't know if you understand that impulse, but I like because I don't know.
I wanted the nipples, but definitely the first time I saw a pussy, I was just like, oh, that's not right. That's not what they look like.
Yeah. I thought there was something wrong with the one that there was. You're like, oh, well.
Yeah. Because for years, my only frame of reference for a pussy was I had read The Diary of Anne Frank, and I, police sketch artist style, interpreted her description of her labia, like with nice graphic like pencils and stuff.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah. No one else did that?
No, that's fully insane.
Yeah, I read it.
That's by far one of the craziest things you ever said.
Yeah, there was this passage where Anne Frank described her pussy, so I like drew it as best I could based on her description.
And you're just
I got it wildly off.
You're reading? How do you know? You don't know.
I mean, now I know.
Oh, because it looked like no pussy.
Because when I finally saw a pussy, I was like, oh no, I didn't get it. It would be like if like an anthropologist like drew a picture of like what he thought ancient Rome looked like, and then you dropped him in it, and he was like, "Oh, I was way off."
It is fully insane that one of the first pussies you ever fantasized and thought about unironically was Anne Frank.
Not hers specifically, you know.
It was specifically hers. You were going
because
off
there was this girl I had a crush on, and she was in the newspaper, the local newspaper.
Yeah.
And I cut her head off, and I glue sticked it to the paper, and then drew the body on her.
Oh, yeah. Of course you did. Oh my God.
No one taught me about sex, okay?
Brendan.
No one taught me how to.
Yeah, me neither, dude. But oh my God. That, again, like...
Don't shame me.
No, I'm not trying to shame you.
I'm being vulnerable
But joking about Anne... That's like a dead baby joke, making a joke about... Like, fantasizing about Anne Frank's pussy is like... But you
I was just like,
sincerely liked it.
Mm-hmm. Like, and I remember, like, in school, in, like, 6th grade, the teacher, like...
I do also want to say that cutting a girl from the newspaper's head off and gluing it to your interpreted body of Anne Frank sounds like a Neutral Milko Cell B-side. Like that is that.
It's very artistic, you know.
Insane.
I'm an artist, but yeah, I remember the teacher like because they would assign us a certain amount of reading every night. The teacher was like, "Now this next chapter, there's something in it that's a little bit, you know, adult," and I want everyone to be mature about this, and I just remember being like, "Ooh, this is gonna be good." So I went home and like drew the shades.
And,
oh
my God!
Like sat at the desk and read it, and then I just got out my like colored pens. No, not colored pencils. I don't think I like artfully shaded the hue of Anne Frank's pussy.
It's not better though. That's
no,
still
it's
bad.
not any better.
I remember.
Yeah, and then I would just like I would jack off to that, and then hide it in the vent in my room.
Yeah, I would. These pictures I would print out. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You would jack off to your own drawing
To my own drawing, yes.
of a pussy?
Yeah.
That's all right.
And boobs. The boobs were there too.
Sure.
Yeah.
What-
I would draw breasts, and I didn't really know how the weight worked, so they'd always look real bolted on, like going
Yeah.
off at 2 angles. Yeah. So I just drew my own wrong porn, and then like that was my whole frame of reference for like female nudity for years. And then I saw like an actual nude woman. I was like, not as good.
Oh my god, dude! I don't know. I don't know what to say about any of this. It's really funny, but you should be less well adjusted by all means.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you take like 10 in particular experiences in my life and threw them up on a graph or something and took a step back, the fact that I'm who I am today is like a wild success.
Yeah,
And I suck.
it's crazy.
I'm a complete mess. But like
That's so crazy.
what I've overcome, damn, hero. So you would print out these.
This story isn't even funny anymore. Honestly, in comparison to that, this is an exceedingly normal thing to do. I would just print out real photos of real women who weren't naked, and then I would jack off while I would like look at them, and then sometimes I would like press them against my face while I jacked off, and then I would always fold them up and like hide them under my pillow, which my mom definitely like
found,
and then just like put them back because if they went somewhere, then there would be you know what I mean? Like then it would be addressed.
Oh, that's the worst. Is like when you're a kid and your parents catch something, but they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was a teenager, we all started smoking cigars, like $2 gas station cigars, horrible cigars. And I had just watched the Royal Tannenbaums. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, when you smoke, you just spray like one spray of perfume, and then no one can tell. So I smoked the cigar out my bedroom window with like the fan on. It's like sucking the cigar in. I'm just smoking a cigar inside. And then I like spray Axe body spray around. And then I wake up and I go to work at the grocery store. And then I come back and all my clothes are in the wash.
Yeah.
Everything's been Febrezed. My room is completely clean. And I go in my room and my parents are just like standing behind me.
Oh
and they're
my
like,
God.
They're like, yeah, we cleaned your room. And I'm like, oh. And then they're like, see ya. And then we just never talked about it.
I'm getting such anxiety.
Oh my God. It was the worst. And then like 1 year ago at Thanksgiving, I was like, hey, do you guys remember that time? Like, did you know that I was smoking a cigar? And just no one would answer me.
Oh my God.
And it's been like a decade. No one would fucking look me in the eye about it.
I would just like smoke weed in the downstairs bathroom. I wouldn't even open the window. I would just smoke weed and then like I would just be in the bathroom for like 30 minutes, like while my parents are home. Smoke. Yeah, I would.
That was a horrible bong sound.
No, it was joints and one hitters. And of course, the whole house smelled like weed, but I would just like spray Febreze, and they knew, and it was so uncomfortable because they didn't want to confront me. And I would wait till they went to bed on Friday nights, and I would just I would smoke myself to the point. I can't do anything in moderation, and I would smoke myself to such a ridiculous point. Like when back when I could still like smoke weed,
Yeah.
And then I would just go upstairs and just like open the fridge and stand in front of the fridge for like 20 minutes, and then I would
Your parents are just watching their clearly high boy.
My parents are upstairs. They hear me like we the whole house is creaky, so they can hear everything. And then I would
You're just like putting on records.
I would do that. And I would watch Adult Swim wasn't on Fridays, but yeah. So, and then I would just make these, I would like burn toast and I would put, I would steal my sister's ham like for her school lunches. And then I had a Taco Bell sauce that I like kept in part of it. And I would just like make these burnt ham sandwiches with like Taco Bell sauce. I just leave all the ingredients all over the place. And like finally, after 3 months, like I was in the car with my dad one day. He was like, "Son, we know that you're smoking pot now." So I was like, "I'm not." I was like, "You never believe me. You think everything I do is bad. I'm not smoking pot. I don't understand how you could accuse me of this." He's like, "Well, what are you doing?" He's like, "You're downstairs in the bathroom."
I don't understand how you could accuse me of this. You bitch.
He goes, the downstairs bathroom smells like smoke. I go, fine, Dad. You know what? You want me to admit it? I'm smoking cigarettes down there. He goes, why are you smoking
There are
cigarettes?
definitely distinctly two different kinds of parents. Parents who think cigarettes are worse and parents who would be more mad about pot.
Well, he was like, and my dad clearly knows. He was like, okay, son, why are you smoking cigarettes in the bathroom? And I was like, because I just wanted to try it, and I knew that you guys would judge me. And he just said, well, I just don't understand why you would do something that stupid. And then we didn't speak for like the rest of the day.
Damn. I always wondered, because like I smoked cigarettes for so long, and my parents never said anything. And like, there's a phase of that where you're like, oh man, I'm getting away with it. This is so cool. And then when enough time goes by and they don't like ask you about it or try to stop you, you're just like, do they not care?
Yeah, that
like this is really bad.
That's the scariest.
Mm-hmm. Like I remember once ever, my friend Jack. They weren't even my cigarettes, but he left a pack just in my basement, and my dad found it. And I came downstairs. My dad sit me down, and he just pulled the pack out and he sat it on the table. And I just said, "Those are Jack's," and he's like, "Good enough for me." And then he just threw it in the trash and was like, "Oh, thank God, I don't have to talk about this."
I remember one time my dad found. I was such a little shit. I was such a dickhead, dude. I was so arrogant. I was such a prick. But like, my dad found condoms in my room. Like, I guess I was with my high school girlfriend, and he like sat me. It was like I had gotten home from school. I was also like, I graduated from high school with like a 1.9. My relationship with my parents throughout the entirety of me being in school, from elementary to high school, was tumultuous because I couldn't get good, or I didn't want to get good grades. I was really bad. So like, I only like just became friends with my parents like 2 years ago, and it's really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's great. I love my parents. But yeah, my dad sat me down. He was like, he goes, son, I don't even know what I meant by this response. He goes, now, son, I just want you to know, your mother found condoms in your drawer upstairs. And I said, yeah, don't worry. It was with a girl. What a dick. Like, why would I? Also, I mean, I think that I don't know what I thought, like, why the fuck did I say that to him? I remember it so vividly.
It's very strange.
Me.
Yeah.
Like, what was I saying? Like, don't worry, Dad, I'm not gay like you think. Like, I think everything felt so loaded. I don't know what I was doing.
That is kind of how you handle confrontation. It's just like, oh yeah, you came at me with a 3? Well, here's a 20.
That is what I do.
You bitch.
I just think that if you're going to dish it out, you better be prepared to...
Yeah, that makes sense.
To take it.
One thing, I think the biggest piece of shit thing I ever did, looking back on it, was like, I hated getting up for church. I mean, every kid hates church. It's church.
Yeah.
It sucks until you're an adult and very lonely in a new city, and then you desperately crave it. But
you need fellowship is so good.
But I was like 13, and I had posted on a Lego animation forum. Someone was like, "Do you guys believe in God?" And I was like, "I believe in God. Like, I think evolution was God creating the dinosaurs." And then someone posted like, "You're a retard," and I was like, "I'm what?" And it like blew my mind.
That is the most retarded thing you could say on both God and evolution.
Yeah. Like, just learning for the first time that like anyone did atheism. I had never met an atheist.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? Shit.
I was such an edgy atheist, dude.
Yeah. So I wrote a letter. I thought it was like, because I was raised Lutheran, so I was like, Martin Luther wrote his 95 Theses to go away from the Catholic Church, and now I'm gonna write my own to get out of Lutheranism. So I wrote this like dumb letter explaining like my problems with organized religion and how I had like evolved past
Brendan's doctrine.
Yeah, my doctrine. And I like just like stuck it to their door in the night.
Mom and Dad, please get this to the Archdiocese.
And then I just woke up, and it was like the sun was out, everyone was gone. They were all at church without me. They didn't even wake me up. My dad just read it and was like, fuck. And
man.
Just like threw it away.
That's sad.
And
dude.
then just, they never asked me to go to church again. We never talked. My family never talked about anything. All these stories end with, and we never talked about it.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some problems, dude.
Yeah.
Well.
Well.
Yeah, that's it is when you
Too bad my insurance won't let me go to therapy.
It is to your point though. It is when you realize like when you're doing bad things and then they do just stop. Because like I remember there were so many kids in my neighborhood. Like there was this kid Tyler down the street where like he was a problem kid, and then like one day like his parents just like we can't do anything. Like you kind of have to like turn your back on your son and be like, I guess I just don't care what happens to him.
Yeah.
And when that starts to happen with you and but like you really feel like a piece of shit. You're like, oh my God, what path am I traveling down?
God.
So bad.
I remember feeling so guilty because I took piano for like 7 years, and I would always complain, like, let me quit. I fucking hate this. This sucks. And then one day they were like, all right, you can quit. And I didn't want to quit then. But I'd been complaining for so long. I was like, well, I can't walk this back.
Yeah.
So
it's that's a good thing to learn too. Like, although like that is also a good learning lesson. That's also a good lesson to learn where it's like you totally, it's good to, because I'll get backed into that too, where I'll take such a stand and then when it comes down to it, I'll make a decision based on consistency, perceived consistency rather than what I feel. And only recently, like in split moment decisions, I've been like, oh, I was wrong and I should definitely like trust myself to, even if it's contradictory to what I was harping on.
Oh, I've done that so many times in relationships where I like fight to save it.
Oh, yeah.
And then once it's like flimsily back together, then there's like this moment where I'm like, all I want to do is run.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I did it. I'm so happy, right? And
nope.
Never.
It's not good, dude.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. This is I'm having like major flashbacks to just like I really blocked out I think most of my life because I was such a piece of shit for so long, and I have so much guilt about just like, oh my dude, I made like my house would have been so much happier if I like wasn't living there. Like if my parents had sent me away to military school like they threatened to do, I think that like my sisters probably would have had a better time growing up. Like everything would have been better. Oh
yeah, maybe that'd be funny. Your It's a Wonderful Life is just like everyone. It's like mostly the same, but just like 10% better.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, this is sad.
Damn, I'm sorry. That wasn't funny.
No.
No,
I agree. It wasn't mean. I hear it and I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. I mean, it's not mean at all.
Me, it would be like some baffling change. Like I would be gone and just like you would have an earring for some reason.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, that was the only difference.
Weird butterfly effect shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would I have an earring? What does that mean?
Just one earring. I don't know.
That's the gay earring thing.
Not if it's the right ear. I remember that. No, left ear.
Left ear.
Left ear is the not gay one. I remember because in 4th grade, all the boys had earrings, and I wanted one.
That happened. Why did everyone do... Dude, weird. That was like 4th grade.
Was that everywhere?
It definitely happened in a couple places. 4th grade was the place where you start dipping your toe into the waters of what is my identity. Like, I wore a puka shell necklace year round in 4th grade. Even in the winter, I wore these little like beach shells on my neck.
That sucks. Man, I never made any deliberate choices about how I looked until like 18. I just wore exactly the clothes that were in my dresser.
Yeah. I had something against cutting my hair because I thought that when my hair was long, it felt like I looked like anime, but then and I didn't look in mirrors a lot because I had some anxiety about it.
You're just like, I believe that I am anime.
I had to. Maybe I'm like autistic or something because I don't have a great like.
That's not why you're autistic.
Okay. It could be a component of why it is because I just had I didn't have a accurate like self-concept.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had this long hair, it was in my eyes. I was like, well, I must look like Goku. But I have the straightest, thickest hair that anyone can have. I just had a ridiculous shaggy bowl cut until I was like, what, 17?
That is a weird like it's like the worst haircut, but it's like the compromise. Because when you're a young boy, you want to just grow your hair long, but your dad won't let you because he's a Republican.
There's something about young boy. It's like moms don't want their young sons to have good haircuts. It's like a young boy is supposed to have a bad haircut. Mm-hmm. I don't know what mandates that.
Yeah, my family, like I wanted to grow my hair out long so badly, and they never let me. And then like now like I'm... Like, by the time you get to an age where, like, they have no say over it, then you're, like, going bald already.
Do you think that, like, the reason why the bowl cut was standard for all, like, because moms were afraid that they were going to make their sons hot, and then they were going to have to, like, deal with
hot sons.
Maybe this is just coming out all wrong.
So they gave them all the, like, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody haircut?
Well, but they did. They totally did, because it's like... you know, what you can't make your
Children don't still have that haircut, do they?
That's a good question. I don't see a lot of children anymore.
The only children I see are like child stars at work, and I don't think that's a fair representation of what children are doing.
But the bowl cut held sway for like 30 years, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was like in the 70s, like Brady Bunch, like all the family bands and stuff.
Man, I don't know. But yeah,
it is weird that that's like a thing of pride amongst dads, is like if their sons have long hair, it makes the dads feel like they're gay somehow. It's like, oh, my son has long hair. People must think I'm gay.
That is right. Because that was that was the vibe. You articulated the vibe that I got from my father about me having long hair. I couldn't. But that is what it is. Dude, I remember.
Like I remember, when I first had like a debit card and was starting to like buy clothes. I was like a small town kid who liked indie rock, so I was like, oh, I'm going to buy my clothing from urbanoutfitters.com and be the most original boy in town.
Yeah.
So I bought like these slip-on shoes off the internet, and they came, and my dad just threw them away. I was like, where are my shoes? And my dad has never said anything homophobic to me, but he like, as if he was helping me, he was like, Brendan, they made you look like a fag.
That's awesome.
I was so mad.
Your dad didn't realize that was how we were going to get laid.
Yeah.
It's by acting very gay in high school.
No, that is, yeah. We've talked about this before, how like the way that you get laid changes every like 3 or 4 years as you grow and get older. I don't know if it's the world changing or if it's like specifically age chunks of like 21-year-old guys are getting laid the way that we did when we were 21, but it doesn't work for us now.
Yeah. And also,
I guess, I mean, that was the peak of my cowboy boots days, and girls would compliment my boots all the time.
Really?
Yeah. I would wear like super tight skinny jeans and like...
How old was this?
Like 18, 19.
Maybe it was just like everyone was so directionless and unsure. And
just someone doing something bold, even if it looked bad.
It's like, oh, he knows who he is.
Yeah, but I would wear those fucking stupid like red cowboy boots and super tight skinny jeans. Then do you remember that? Do you remember Threadless, that website?
Yep.
Yeah, and then just like Threadless tees. Threadless. And like bad hipster like as close to the hipster glasses as I could buy at Penny's.
Yeah. Yeah. All the guys that women thought were bold and confident, like when I was 18, like I remember the dudes that people were sleeping with because they were like, oh, they just know what they're doing. They've got plans. Those are all the people who like live in their mom's basements back home now.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, it's a balance of the universe. Is like every guy, for the most part, gets a little stretch where you're getting pussy.
Yeah, and mine was 19.
Yeah, probably it all falls apart. The wheels fly off the car at some point.
Yeah,
but you get your time.
My number, I was talking about this with Paige the other night, such a disproportionate, because she was like, there's usually a year where the majority of your number takes place. And I'm like, fully, like 19 was like...
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That made up for like 2/3 of my number. Like, that was insane. It would have been more if my life hadn't gone in a certain direction, but like...
Yeah.
When I think about like the sheer volume, I was just like, what was I doing? I was wearing condoms with none of them. Yeah, but don't worry, I'm clean as a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
When's the last time you got tested?
I got tested recently.
Oh, good for you.
Great. I mean, I could have HPV, but everyone does.
Yeah. I like need to get tested, but I've also needed to get tested for so long, and I haven't been getting laid, that it's like, what am I going to now, 6 months into celibacy, find out I have something? Like, let's just let it ride. I'll get tested when I might fuck.
I mean, okay.
Is that... Yeah, I guess
that really doesn't make a lot
of
sense, because the disease can still, like, cause you problems if it's...
I remember I convinced myself, I was like, I have syphilis, and that's why I'm crazy. My brain is being rotted away by illness.
Oh, yeah.
And then I got tested, and they're like, no, you don't have syphilis. What the... No one has syphilis. What are you talking about?
My friend Keith used to accuse me of having syphilis all the time because I was
just because you were like paranoid and manic.
I was paranoid and manic from drugs, and also like I was freaking out about the direction my life was going in. I used to think that it was funny to always be doing bits like in a way that was just
that sucks.
I would just terrorize people.
There's like a handful of comics in the city that like I like them and I think they're funny on stage. I like them as people, but like Jesus Christ, if you do not stop doing bits at me right now,
it's bad.
It's unbearable.
And I was just like, well, that's like you just do bits with people, and if they can't take it, it's because I'm better than them, right? and so
I'm smarter than everybody by putting this shield between me and the world.
This ridiculous shield of like irony. But Keith sat me down very seriously. He was like, Nick, I think that you have syphilis because you're visibly losing your mind like 24 hours a day. It was, but I don't.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I thought I had syphilis, and then I got tested and I didn't. So then I had to be like, oh no, this is just my personality. And then
you can change that, luckily.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's hard.
I feel like my personality has drastically changed like over the course of the past.
I've been trying to be a lot more kind to people in this city than I was in the last.
Uh-huh. Here's the thing, you are a very kind person. Like for all of your perceived us being evil boys. When we hung out, you came to a party at my new place last weekend, I guess. And one of my very woke friends was there, and she had such nice things. She's like, Brendan is so polite. He's very engaging. I'm like, yeah, see, it's almost like he's a good person.
Yeah, like, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm a contrarian, and that's a fault of mine.
I mean, but it's
also a funny comic device. But yeah, I mean, I hate certain societal trends, but when I talk to people who like exemplify those trends, normally like you can just talk, like you can talk to people different. People you don't agree with, you can have a nice time. That's why I never understood, like in Philly things would get so vicious, and like people talk about like how you should book shows and like how you should approach comedy and stuff, and I always thought like, oh, everyone's adults, so you can like calmly explain why you think someone's wrong and they'll still be your friend. And for some people, no, not at all.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I'd be like, oh, I don't really think that that's true, and here's why. Do you want to go hang? And they're like, no.
Yeah, that's so weird, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons that I didn't like the previous episode. Not so much that we were being offensive, but just like this is such a stupid thing to like hand wring over.
It is
comedy, like
everything is so. And on the one hand, I also do understand because, like, I understand things being so politicized because obviously, like, your political beliefs do, in some ways, probably inform like what kind of person. I do see that connection, but also like you have to separate because none of our hands are like living in a Western capitalist society. None of our hands are truly clean. Like you're not able to actually lead a truly moral life if you wear clothes.
Yeah.
Basically, like we're all culpable in some sort of like injustice being committed against a group of marginalized people. I don't know. Like
it's true, but yeah, I mean it's silly that comedy is the battleground for all that.
Yeah, for who's the most right, because comedy is literally the thing that actually doesn't affect anyone.
Yeah, it's so irrelevant to the direction of culture.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I just don't. I think comedy does shape culture. Comedy's a big part of culture, but I don't think that I don't think that comedy shapes like legislature and like human rights and stuff like that.
I mean, it certainly doesn't that, but I think comedy more like reflects what has already happened. Because I mean, comedy for the most part it mirrors back beliefs that people already have.
Yeah.
So it's not like no one. Maybe Lenny Bruce has gone up and like Lenny Bruce was the last guy to go up and be like, I should be able to say balls. And people are like, wow, maybe you should.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's a very funny way to sum up Lenny Bruce. That's also like, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the majority of his contribution. It's a shame that like it's like it would have been great if he also had some memorable jokes.
Hey, that one that one about the N-word.
I don't know that one.
It's so funny. I mean, it's funny in like a come down way now. Like it is not a good bit, but he has this bit where he just goes up and he says like the N-word, and everyone's like, ooh, and then he's like, I'm not gonna say, but he just like says slurs in like a jazzy way.
Oh wait, I think.
And then at the end, he's like, "These are just words, people.
Oh my god,
they only give us power because we let them." And then he like flicks his cigarette, and then the cops are like, "Book him."
I remember. You would think that would be the one thing where the cops are like, "All right, maybe he's all right." The one thing. They arrest him for saying pussy, but once he starts going off, then there was like, oh, yeah, we were wrong about this guy. But I remember going back to school a little bit. I remember when we in 10th grade, Fuller K, my 10th grade English teacher, whom I proposed to on the last day, completely unironically, I proposed to her. I got a ring box and put a $20 bill in it and proposed to her. And,
a $20 bill.
I didn't
not
have
a ring.
No, I had a $20 bill. She thought it was great.
Yeah, it's not about the ring. It's just about demonstrating a great percentage of your wealth to a woman. Dude, which to 10th grade Nick, $20. That's like
that was everything.
That was everything.
That was everything. I was like, I was such a successful class clown in that class. It was so good. But we were reading Huck Finn, and we talked about we were talking about the N-word, and we were talking about like the meaning that words have. And she was like, then she posed this question to the class, and she was like, "Do you think that you should be able to say the N-word?" And I was the only person who was like, "Yes." And she was like, "Why?" I was like, "Well, because words have no inherent meaning. They only have the meanings that like we assign them. Like words don't mean anything. It's just a word. Like and like the class
used to be a valid argument.
Sort of. Here's the thing. It's totally not like valid for that way. That's a very like high school. You don't actually understand like the historical context of things argument. It's very
I guess
it's very
true,
allegory
because,
of
like,
the cave.
Teenagers don't understand history at all.
Yeah,
so
no. So the funniest thing was, like, when she first posed this question to the class, the whole class was like, "You shouldn't be able to say that word," and I was the one guy who was like, "You should be able to say any word anytime." And by the end of like my spiel, she was like, "And how many people think that you should be able to?" She was like, "How many people agree with Nick?" And like 3/4 of the class like raised their hand. Like I started a total coup. It was great.
This is a memory that looks very bad now. But there wasn't any malice behind it. I just genuinely didn't understand the logic of it. But I remember in like 7th or 8th grade, they had this lady from the YWCA come and like give us a speech on consent, which this was like 2003 or 4 or something. Yeah. That's probably wrong. But anyway, she came. It wasn't like a big topic that you were constantly hearing about. So
yeah.
And I set this story up very badly. It's not like I was like, consent, what's that? She was just like, now, when you guys go off to high school, if you're at a party and a girl is drunk and you have sex with her, that's rape. And just like from a place of innocence, just being like, I'm confused. What if I'm drunker? Like, I don't get it. And she's just like, shut up.
This is something
she just yelled at me.
This is something where you and I disagree. We talked about this was on the deleted episode.
Yeah.
Where I told you a story about a time where I was drunk and a girl was drunk and we both had drunk sex, and like it wasn't, there was nobody had regrets the next morning. We just like had sex drunk.
Yeah, I mean, drunk people can fuck. I have a particular, I think I said, but I have a particular philosophy towards it as a completely sober man, where like if a girl has a beer, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't make out with her. Probably.
I know, but I'm going to say that's not what you said to me. Yeah. I said that I had consensual, both of us were drunk sex with a girl, and you go, well, I would never do that, Nick, because I'm not a rapist. And then you marched up to your room. So you put a cap on the conversation.
Yeah, I'm woke, Nick. I'm a very woke man.
It is. It's insane. Like you are like, that's insane to me. Like that stance is like insane. But I guess really,
I think if you're going to be a truly authentic person, you should have beliefs all over the map.
I know.
Yeah, you should have conservative beliefs. You should have liberal beliefs. Otherwise, you're just picking a team.
My beliefs are so inconsistent and they make no sense. And it's like, if I laid out all my beliefs on a piece of paper, you'd be like, is this 5 different people? It's like, no, it's just me. And I actually believe all of them. It's like, how can that be? Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure. I won't explain them because I have certain ones where, like, I think I have one thing in particular that I'm conservative on that, like, even you and our other shitboy friends are like, Jesus, Brendan.
I don't even know what this is.
I'm not going to say it on the mic.
Okay. Tell me off mic.
Yeah, I will. But yeah, I just remember being so confused in that class because like it's not like I was looking at this like from like a predatory way of like you gotta get because I was like years from like ever kissing a girl, but I was just like very confused. I was like, but aren't men and women equal and both have the equal capacity for decision making? And if both people are drunk, how can you say one's the victim and who's the? And the teacher basically like asked, or the speaker basically asked like the teacher to take me out of the room.
For making too much sense. Mm-hmm. It was like 1984. It was like Anthem.
Of course, now I'm just like, I guess my belief on that now is just like I still logically think what I said makes sense, but it's just like, buddy, pick your battles. Just don't talk to drunk women.
Yeah. No, I know. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
It's a minefield.
Yeah.
Navigating.
Just being trapped in a prison of your own beliefs.
Yeah, it sucks, but I don't know. Michael was explaining, we should have Michael on the podcast sometime, because I didn't realize that Michael's like a genius.
Keanis?
Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah.
You also know that he lucid dreams every night and has total control over his dreams?
He's such a fascinating person.
He's so fascinating. Gay guy doesn't think people are born gay. It's
fascinating.
My favorite thing is I was like, but Michael, you're gay. He goes, yeah, I know. I wasn't born this way. Something happened to me. That's so good.
A man so pure that he's bi, but he just calls himself gay because he just doesn't care to speak to women.
Yeah, he has had sex with women, doesn't really like women, likes having sex with men, but I guess thinks that he must recognize that some part of himself finds them attractive, so he's bi.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I went over to his house. His one roommate did a tarot reading, and this is where I'm like insane because like I completely believe like as sensible. I mean, I don't seem sensible, but I'm getting really into like witchcraft, I guess. And I'm just like, yeah, it's probably real because she did a tarot reading.
I'm not back.
You are not about this.
I'm not about this. Nah, we believe in Catholicism, not witches.
I mean, it can be both. She did a tarot reading. And it was so dead on accurate that I was like, I stood up. I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, I feel like I'm inviting shit in. But
don't get into that kind of Catholic where it's like there's Catholicism, which is like 151 Pokemon, and then there's that other kind of Catholicism where they're like, guess what? We found a bunch new Pokemon, and it's all canon. You're like, what? That's not part of this.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well, Michael wrote this thesis about I can't even. He's so smart, but he has this cube. He drew in chalk this cube for like figuring out your political alignment. Like it takes a lot of different like quadrants into account. I was just like telling him my beliefs and he was classifying me, and we came to the conclusion that I'm like a libertarian bioconservative. And I was like, what's that? He's like, well, it's basically you're a Luddite. You're scared of technology. You think that there should. I'm like, because I guess that like. I do think corporations should be regulated, but mostly in the sense that I don't think they should be allowed to like destroy the planet and like make human like life for humans worse, but through like technology, like making us all become more distant from one another and like getting out of touch with the natural balance of things. So I'm a bioconservative because I'm like scared of the moon. I didn't even know that was like a term, like,
damn, you are scared of the moon.
I'm not scared of the moon. I just don't think we should go to the moon. Why? I don't think that there was ever a reason to go there. I think that going there just gives us exploring space.
I'll tell you, going to the moon, rude.
It's disrespectful. God doesn't want us to do it. And just space travel in general, like it's not help. There's one planet we can really go to. It's Mars. Even if we could reach the other planets, we can't land there. And I don't know. We can't. It's just giving us an excuse so we've got something to look forward to while we deplete the Earth's resources. We were in the car. I would think I was in the car with Isaac, and they were doing a story on NPR, and they were speculating what sort of new Olympic sports will we see on Mars in 40 years? Like the first people who colonize Mars it's not going to be a total shit show.
It's going to be Lord of the Flies immediately.
It's not even going to be, dude, it's going to be even
more
more terrifying.
The Chads are going to whip the betas into line.
Not even that. There's not even going to be like a hierarchy of society because people are going to be dying from things they can't even comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just be like, why did we think that we could terraform hell?
Damn, I love how much you respect fear space.
You shouldn't go to space.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck are you doing that?
It's fucked up to be in space, I feel.
It is. Dude, every time the idea of going into it's so fucked up. It is really fucked up to go to space, I think. I don't know. It fills me with such like cosmic horror of just like, what are we doing? Like, we ain't even got the shit here figured out, and we're gonna like go goof around in space. Yeah, it doesn't belong to us.
When people talk about life in space, I always imagine just like a million mouths, like some kind of Lovecraftian thing. Like anything that is in space that we could discover can't be good. Got to be bad.
It's not good. Space is already like we don't understand. That's my whole thing. Also, like NASA, there are all these things. Like NASA knows all this stuff they say about space. It's like, well, but you guys can't see it. They're like, no, well, we can't see it, but we know it. Like we know all these laws that exist outside of our solar system. It's like, do you? Because you also are NASA, and you probably just get to say stuff. And I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I
guess
there's no competing authority with NASA.
Like, how the fuck do they know?
Yeah, I mean...
And don't tell me that they're smart, because I'm smart.
I don't know. NASA, I think, they should every now and then... Since they're making up shit about space that they definitely don't know.
So we're both on there. NASA's making shit up about space.
Now that you've floated it out there, 100%.
I think they're totally making.
Well, they should start every now and then. They should say something positive that they make up. Like it should be like, did you know that in space, all of our dicks would be bigger, but the pussies stay the same size.
Nice.
That's space. So on Mars, there will be hope for guys like you and me.
That would be nice. Yeah, because Mars is space. Yeah, I don't know, like, just even that, like, I remember learning in science class in, like, 9th grade, like, well, the universe is always, constantly expanding. It's like, where do you have that information? Show me how you figured that out, like, and there's like, well, it's just a rule, a law of physics.
Mm-hmm. It's like, well, because it all exploded at one point, it would have to be spreading apart. And then you're like, well, how do we know that it all exploded? And they're like, well, yeah, because why else would it be spreading apart if it wasn't all in one place before?
I don't fucking... Mm-hmm.
I hope one scientist is listening to this just screaming.
So mad.
Just he flips his car.
Digging their fingernails into their palms, just like bleeding. But I don't...
One guy on the space station, like, he gets one bar... He has like one bar of service, and he's like, I can download one podcast this month.
Yeah,
I'll
take a chance.
I could listen to Rogan, but I'm gonna give these Coward Hour boys a chance.
These two retarded boys,
and he's just up there. Fuck!
Why the fuck did I do this to myself? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like even they constantly talk. It's like, oh, there's a planet that's basic. It's very similar to Earth. 5 solar systems away from us. It's like, how do you know that? Because like even if we sent like, because I guess they can like learn stuff from like probes that they sent out, but like to get 5 solar systems away, it takes a long time to float through space.
See, a part of me. Here's us talking, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. But then there's also another part of me that, like, I was at the gym the other day, and they were playing Men in Black on one of the TVs, and I was like, that's real.
So that's the other thing. That is my other thing, where it's like, if NASA does know all this shit for sure, then we have absolutely been like talking to like extraterrestrials for like the past. Which here's the thing. I would be like, all right, well that's how we know this. But it is insane how like that we take all that information, because it means one of those. It means either they're making it up or we have. It doesn't really. Now that I'm saying, like, well, there's only
we cracked the code,
baby. My powerful brain. I was like, it can only be one of two things. It's because I'm so stupid. But yeah, I think that's also possible. I think you're right.
Damn, I think we just cracked the code.
All right, well, call it a night?
Yeah.
All right.
Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right.